Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. It's good to have you with us this morning. We are live and on the air for the next half hour. And I think we give it a second. My co-host is going to be joining us in a second. She's signing in as we speak. Happy Friday to you. It's hashtag Finally Friday. Also hashtag it is Film Friday. And Randy Ramsey's joining us this morning. Randy, welcome. Good to see you.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Yeah, I hadn't seen you in a few weeks, but good to be back and on a Friday. Big plans this weekend? Are you going to be taking the kids anywhere?
Nope. Tonight is the annual Swamp Houston Cinema Arts Society and IEP holiday party. So I am here at the Story Hive down on Canal Street, a studio owned by Alex Lester, getting ready.
Yeah.
So big party tonight.
Yeah,
And
you have
then
to tell them
tomorrow sleep.
Tomorrow sleep. Okay. That's a good plan. Yeah, it's supposed to rain all day. Well, you know, they said at first they were saying it's going to rain all day. Now it looks like there's a window, at least where I live, of maybe an hour where there's a 25% chance of rain. So who knows? Who knows? We know it's going to get colder, may rain, but that's it. So it would be a good day to sleep in tomorrow and just relax, especially after the party tonight.
Absolutely. Should be a good time. We're looking forward to a good turnout.
All right, we want to welcome everyone watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. And we're here Mondays through Fridays, just about every day. One day we won't be on next week. We'll talk about that later as well. 10 a.m. live, but Randy, they can catch us on social media, rewatch the show anytime, and on our cable channel.
That's right. We're on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday on HCCTV. No excuse.
Okay, so Randy, you'll be talking with this next guest. Kate Phillips is one of our filmmaking faculty, also a filmmaker as well. Going to be talking about the upcoming Media Arts Showcase. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good to see you, and I know you got a lot to discuss, and I think you know Randy, don't you?
Yes, we know each other.
I figured so. Yeah. So anyway, Randy's going to be with you in about 10 minutes, so stick around for that. Okay. First off, we're recognizing HCC's Employee Service Awards. That's coming up next month, and one of them is here with us this morning. She's been around for 50 years at HCC. Mary Lemburg is a director of admissions and registrar. Welcome to the show, Mary. Welcome back, I should say. You've been on here before.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, tell us first off, let's begin with you telling us a little history about yourself in Houston Community College.
All right. So I actually started December 1st of 1972. I had just graduated from college and was just recently married, and my husband and I moved back to Houston. But during my college years, I had worked at South Texas Junior College, and both the director of admissions and registrar at that institution moved to HCC when it first opened. So they gave me a call during registration and asked if I might be interested in just starting to help them a little bit until I found my real job. So I started, like I said, in December of 1972. And I applied for the position and was able to start as an admission assistant, which is really just someone who was filing forms and helping students at the counter. So I was actually the first daytime employee because everyone else in that office worked in the evenings from 12
I
to
guess so, because we were night school, they
Yes.
called it back then.
So
and what would you say would be one of the biggest changes since you first started here at HCC?
definitely technology. Definitely. Everything when we first started was papers. So
yeah,
most of our day was spent alphabetizing, filing, even typing. We typed transcripts. I have reels and reels of microfilm after they were typed, and we had to, have them filmed and be able to find a record. But now, of course, we have instant access to class enrollment, everything that we do. We can now look up on a PC where before you'd spend hours looking.
I remember the registration process when I went to college, and I went to Stephen F. Austin and to University of Houston. That's where I graduated. But when I remember at U of H, you went into the basketball arena. Yes. All the professors in the classes were sitting at tables all around the arena, and they had these stickers on a paper, colored stickers, and you'd go over and say, I want to take your class. They take a sticker off, put it on your sheet, and then that's how you were registered. You go turn it in. When they ran out of stickers, they had no more room in their classes. Were you guys doing something similar to that as well?
Yes. So we actually used key punch cards when I first started. So when I started at what is now Central College, and we did exactly that, and what they called the Bear's Den back then. Had numerous tables. Everybody was sitting there. You went to the table and collected your card, and the last step was to put it in the envelope.
Yeah.
At the end of your time. Now, the interesting thing about that, then as the registrar, we had to get those cards to the computer center so they could be key punched. So we would then have to drive those at 9 o'clock at night over to a computer center. And then first thing, before we open the next morning, go back and get the reports from the computer center.
Wow. How things have changed. Give us some specific examples and how your job has changed over the last 50 years.
So, the process, I keep telling people, is obviously still the same. So over admissions and records, we have, transcripts, graduation, everything, but everything has gone from paper to computers. So before, when we were degree auditing, we had to take literally every course, looking to make sure they finished. To send a transcript, we had to take it, go find it in the file cabinet, pull it out, go copy it, then, put it in the envelope, then put it back in the file cabinet. So if we needed it again. I assigned section numbers manually. So departments would send me a big spreadsheet. We want to teach all these classes. And then I would have to sit there manually and try to keep their number and the sequence, then copy all those, then deliver them to the department so they'd know what their section numbers were. So it's quite
over the last 50 years, what would you say are some of your biggest accomplishments that you're most proud of?
So I've been fortunate to work on a lot of committees, of course. I laugh now because when they say, well, we need an enrollment management, I said, well, let me find that folder from the 80s, and I have one from the 90s. I have one from 2000. But one of the first big projects that we worked on was obviously just going to a computer system. And so we worked for years, doing that, different committees, meeting weekly, coming up, and it was such a wonderful feeling to finally have access, at that. We did a telephone registration, and you would think something like that would be very simple, but spent hours and hours, late nights, arguing just over how to ask a student a question, in the script. And then, of course, the biggest one was the PeopleSoft implementation, because Houston Community College was actually a beta partner in the development of that software. So for more than 2 or 3 years, we traveled to different schools, we met with the developers, we tested, many nights, weekends, holidays. But when we finally went live and could actually see the fruits of that labor, it's been very exciting. And
I know you mentioned this. What's that?
I was going to say, right now we're working on our huge project of transfer evaluation, which will be, the transcripts that we receive will be able to capture via OCR and then actually read the equivalencies and post it automatically. So
you mentioned something about being the first daytime employee. How was it when the college made the transition of adding daytime classes and, really, I guess we still offer nighttime classes, but really, what was that like when they were making that transition?
Well, it was a big change because for us, all the campuses worked from 2 o'clock till 10 o'clock. So if we needed to have trainings or meetings, we had to do all those after 2 o'clock when the high schools were let out. We'd have to actually go and train in their cafeterias or whatever. So now that we have, daytime, nighttime, it's trying to serve those students during all those times.
Right. A lot of people would say, you've been here for 50 years. What keeps you coming back? What keeps you motivated and driven to keep going on?
My friends ask me that all the time. Are you still there? And actually, to me, it's an easy question because, on most days, I love what I do. I get, I have the pleasure of working in the admissions and records office, which my office manager used to call the heart, the main artery to the heart, because we serve the student from the time they come in with the application till the time they leave with the graduation or transfer, and for years after sending their transcripts. So I'm fortunate to be able to do that. And, throughout my 50 years, I've had a lot of longtime staff that are very, well, you become like a family.
Yeah.
And I've had some very, very good supervisors and leaders who've mentored me and helped me through the process. So it's just, it's all I've ever done since the day I graduated from college. So, some days I wonder if I did retire, what would I do,
What would you do then? Well, Mary, we appreciate you joining us this morning, and congratulations. Incredible. I'll look forward to seeing you at the Employee Significance Recognition luncheon next month.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mary. All right. I'm going to turn things over to you, Randy, and I think you've got another special guest for #Film Friday.
I know. I'm super excited to welcome Kate Phillips, filmmaker, director, writer, and HCC instructor for Media, Visual, and Performing Arts Center of Excellence, as well as our Film Friday guest. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you, Randy. So good to see you.
I know, it's so weird because it's
And I'm
like we
excited.
talk on the phone all the time, and you're on my board at Southwest Alternate Media Project, and I line produce your shorts, so it feels oddly formal. But I'm super
Just keep-
excited. I know, you can't get rid of me. I am super excited to talk to you about the Media Arts Showcase, because that focuses on our students, which I think they've been doing amazing work. So you want to give us the details about the date and the time and what's going on there?
Sure. It's next Saturday, December 16th. There will be at the Spring Branch campus, the Spring Branch Performing Arts Center Theater that we have out there on, I think it's I-10 and Beltway 8. Is that the intersection? Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there near the Nico's in Spring Branch. Most people will know that.
Yes. Orient near Nico's. Yes. It'll start at 6. At 6, there'll be refreshments and gathering and chance to chat with your favorite people from the Media, Visual, and Performing Arts department. And at 7, we'll start the screening. We'll be screening work from finished projects from our students in the filmmaking, music, and audio business. Audio and music business, programs. And like you said, the students have been doing great work this semester. I'm really excited to show it on the big screen, and it's open to the public. So students will be there. They can invite their family and friends, and anybody who'd like to come and support our students is welcome. I think some actors from their pieces will come as well. So we'll have a good gathering.
And that covers our TV field, TV production, lighting, cinematography, directing, and even a couple of my survey students are submitting because they've done great educational videos about specific film artists.
That's great. That'll be a good addition because we don't normally have that. It'll be fun. A little education in there.
Well, they had a lot of fun doing it. A couple of them included original animation and voiceover work. They knock it out of the park. Now, your students, you did TV production workshop this semester. So how did that go?
It was great this semester. Normally every semester with that class, we do a short film as a class. We start at the beginning of the semester, come up with a concept, write the film, schedule it, budget, plan it, prep it, shoot it, and then we do post on it. So we go through the entire process of making a short as a class. We crew up from within the class. Everybody in the class gets a different role on the set. So that's always a really great experience. That class design was created by our great Julie Newland, who I'm following in her footsteps. But I recently this semester got a opportunity to work with a HCC history professor, Teresa Jacks. She is working on a grant with the Library of Congress Lomax collection, which is a collection of it's a folk recordings, folk music recordings that were collected in the South in the early 20th century. The research focus of her grant is the prisoner experience in the South in the 1860s to the early 20th century.
So that would tie into recent discoveries in Sugar Land about the prison graveyard and everything. And it's a cross-departmental collaboration, which is terrific because you know how we're all about that, working across the departments. So how did you manage to work that into the class?
Yeah, it was great to be a part of that. She's got a couple faculty doing projects with their classes all over the school. So there's even a music or an audio recording class that'll be doing a music project around a similar topic. What we did in my class is I gave them the source materials, the primary source materials, which were photographs, recordings from people who were either imprisoned or descendants of people who were formerly imprisoned in that time period, and just let the students kind of go with their interpretation of how they wanted to take those materials and what they wanted to create out of it. They ended up coming up with a really great concept. It's sort of like a psychological horror history concept. They wrote it, they shot it, and I'm really proud of them. They did really great work on it, and I think that they kind of went to the next level on this one because the topic was so important. And as you said, it's something that's connected to our history here in Houston and in this region. And I think that they really connected to it. They made a great project, and I'm really excited to show it.
I'm really excited to see it. You have some of my former students in your class, so I'm always proud to see when they excel. But I think what a great opportunity to work, and then to work with the history department and to work with a topic and give them kind of a real world experience of, you've been commissioned to create a project, which you and I both know there's a lot of opportunities in film where it's not just you're making what you think is cool. You're being asked by a historical society, a nonprofit, a corporate entity to make something creative. So I think that's great. You also got a chance to work across departments at A-Leaf campus because you filmed all over campus.
That's true. Yes, we did. We worked with the I'm not sure what their department is called, medical services department. They had they have some rooms on the A-Leaf campus, kind of hospital-ish rooms, and that's what we needed. Our short film that the students wrote was about a former prison guard who's at the end of his life in like a nursing home, kind of looking back on his, life. And so yeah, we worked with them. We had a really great experience with that. We filmed here on campus, so that was great.
I'm really looking forward to the spring and the summer because I get to collaborate with you again this summer. You're gonna be part of our Swamp Summer Camp, but we can talk about that another day. I just love it when the different schools, departments, and programs come together to give the students really unique and amazing full experiences that they can take forward with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in a class, our classes are quite long. They're 4 hours long, but even in that amount of time, you're not going to be able to approximate the experience of actually being on set, which, I tell my students again and again, as you mentioned before, you find your people, you find the truth of this industry and this business by working on set and those long hours and working really hard and working together for a common goal, and that's really hard to replicate in that 4-hour class. So I really like to do this class where we do at least 2 12-hour shooting days with the students outside of our class time. But it is really great to be supported by our campus and be able to do that on campus. So because we don't have the budget to go out and find a location out in the world, but we are able to give them some of that sense of what it's like to work those long days and to have to kind of come together and make decisions moment to moment. Based on limited time, limited resources. How do we tell the story the best that we can? How do we achieve our goals? And that helps them understand how important doing your prep work is, how important stuff that they won't understand until they take on a larger scale project, really. Because in a small project, you can kind of wing it. You can kind of just get some shots and hope that it works. But if you're trying to put together a piece like we were, that's got, a couple scenes, it's complex, it's a story that wants to be handled with some sensitivity, you really have to put in some effort all the way through, and especially in your prep and planning. So I think it's great that they can have that experience and and really see what it's like to work in our field.
Well, and they also have accountability and deliverables to this history professor who obviously has deliverables due on her grant. So you can't just, well, if we don't finish it, it's a bad grade. This is a big part of a research project and there's deliverables and you're accountable to other people. So what a great opportunity you've given them by reaching out outside of the box and really working across the lines. I think that's terrific. I'm also super excited because I think you're about to finish some projects.
My own, you mean?
Yes. Absolutely, because
Yes,
let's not forget that you're a working film professional as well as being an instructor.
well, thank you. Yes, the project that we worked on together, we worked on, you produced famously and did, I mean, more like again, we can get into it later, but yeah, everything it fell on you and me, and you know, that's how it goes sometimes. But we made this movie in January, which was great, and that was fun. We shot it in Cat Spring, a little bit outside of Houston, and that was another period piece, really fun to do. So we just picture locked on that, yes, and we're working on visual effects, ADR, kind of finishing that off. So that should be done by the end of the year, which is great. And yeah, finished a couple shorts also this year, and just working on getting those out to festivals and screening opportunities from here.
Well, I can't wait to see it and see the final project. And thank you so much for being here. Now, it's next Saturday, the 16th in the evening, and we're gonna showcase our students. So bring a guest, bring a friend.
Come one, come all. And I'll also see you tonight at Story
I will
Hive.
see you tonight at the Story Hive. Thanks, Kate Phillips, instructor for media arts and good friend.
All right. Thank you both. Thanks, guys, ladies. Okay, we've got ourselves
Works, Todd.
announcement. What's that?
Guys works. I've been on a film set a long time.
Guys, okay, guys, thanks, guys. Through the Kaleidoscope, it's a fall faculty show, and it's happening tonight. Tonight's the night. I know we've got a lot of folks who will be out there working the event. It's HCC's fashion programs celebrating their 40th anniversary with a fashion show designed by the faculty, not students, and this is the first time they're doing this. 7:30 p.m. tonight, Friday, December the 8th. It's at HCC Central Campus in the Harmon Building. Tickets are $25. Check our post after the show for more information. Make sure you get out there. And we've also got some college exhibitions on Instagram.
That's right. It's our Instagram One College exhibition system-wide. Check out Instagram. The link will be available today at noon. This will be our new virtual gallery that will exhibit studio class work and will feature all the colleges in the HCC system. So check it out right there in your jammies, on your couch, and your fuzzy slippers.
Okay, we always have mental health Mondays. Well, there's now Mind Body Mondays. Take a mental health break. HCC's counseling, in partnership with NAMI Greater Houston, is launching Mind Body Mondays to focus on breath work, mindful walking, chair yoga, gentle stretches, and ready for this? Aromatherapy, noon to 1 p.m. Monday, this coming Monday, December the 11th. It is free and it is a virtual event, so you can log in anywhere and just relax. Check our post after the show for more information on that. And hey, finals is coming up. I know you're familiar with that.
I am, and I'm giving my final on Monday. It's, everybody, good luck. HCC wishes you all good luck, good study, and hopes that you're prepared. Finals week is the week of December 11th to 17th. So check that final schedule and make sure you're in the right place at the right time.
You know, it's the holiday season. It's a great time to gift our students with some scholarship money. 'Tis the season for giving, so what better way to show your love than HCC's foundation I Love HCC fundraising campaign. It inspires HCC employees to make a personal donation in support of HCC students. Payroll deduction is the easiest way to set up your gift. Check our post after the show for more information there. And spring registration is underway. You want to get those classes you want, now's the time to register, Randy.
That's right. As always, we have 5 ways to learn: online on a schedule, hybrid, in person, and hybrid lab. If you want to learn more about the options, of which there are many, many to meet many, many schedules, go to hccs.edu/apply and check it out right now, because you can get registered today and even start a mini semester right after Christmas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, get 3 hours of credit in what, 3 weeks?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good deal. Okay, next week, HCC's new Vice Chancellor of Student Services, who also happens to have a dual role. She's the president of the Southeast College. Dr. Frances Villagran Glover will be joining us to tell us about what she's up to lately. And for Mental Health Monday, our own regular appearing HCC counselor Morgan Tuck returns back to the show with some words of advice, especially as we're going into a stressful week for many students with all the finals and the holidays. It's a stressful time of year. It can be at times. So tune in on Monday.
And grading for all of us faculty, which is stressful enough.
And you have to have your grades turned in by what? A week from Monday, right?
A week from Monday by noon.
By noon. And what happens if you
get
pass noon? Do they?
You get,
like,
I know, because it's happened to me. You get lots and lots of emails and lots of phone calls, and they become increasingly urgent.
Yeah,
and
kind of like you're not doing your PEP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Keep that in mind. All right, folks. Have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay dry, stay warm, because it'll be cold apparently at one point. Yeah. But and Randy, have a good party tonight.
Thank you so much. You know what? It's always a good party when Katie from HCAS is here, and Kate Phillips will be here tonight. So no matter what, I'll have fun.
Yeah, tell Alex I said hi. He and I used to work together.
I know he said that this morning. I said I got to get on with Todd, and he said we work together. And he sent his best to you.
All right. Well, y'all have a good party, good weekend, and we'll see you on the flip side on Monday morning live at 10 a.m. for Up to the Minute.
When the last bell rings, don't stress about what comes next. At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. From healthcare to tech, or business to the arts. Open the door to HCC Real World Education, where passions become careers. Find more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Look.
911, where's your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened?
Your friend's not breathing.